And the way to do it is not to give trillions of dollars of new tax cuts to the wealthiest Americans, raise taxes on the middle class, and cut things like college loans and research and technology, infrastructure, energy. This is a prescription for economic catastrophe. And what is surprising to me is that having been part of the first catastrophe, that Congressman Ryan thinks that we should double down on that policy and do it all over again.
Bottom line, clear choices here for this campaign, big ideas, big disagreements. Will either side have a mandate to govern and make changes at the end of this campaign?
I think what's very clear, you can see the way, there were debates in the Republican primary, David, where neither Governor Romney nor any of the other candidates even mentioned the word middle class. Now they're sort of incorporating it into their rhetoric. I think that is a recognition that there's a national consensus that we need to pursue economic policies that will lift the middle class. And we have a very clear choice as to whose will and whose won't, and who won't. And I think that will create pressure for policies that will move our country forward in the right direction when the president is reelected in November.
We're also, those of us who cover these campaigns understand that even though there's a big choice here, it's not as if some of the personal destruction back and forth is going to go away. And we've seen a lot of that this week, and Governor Romney has taken particular aim at an ad that's being run by the president's own super PAC, run by a former press aide to the campaign and in the White House. And this is a campaign about Mitt Romney's tenure at Bain, even though the story that's highlighted in the super PAC ad happened after Mitt Romney left. Let me play a portion of this and I'll also show you how Mitt Romney is responding to it. Watch.
When Mitt Romney and Bain closed the plant, I lost my health care. And my family lost their health care. And a short time after that, my wife became ill. There was nothing they could do for her. And she passed away in 22 days.
The president, understandably, has resorted to a very unusual campaign. And that is, in some respects, I think he disrespects the office by taking the campaign down to the very lowest point I can recall in my lifetime.
Disrespecting the office of the presidency is the charge from Mitt Romney about ads like that, with the implication that somehow Bain and Mitt Romney was responsible for that woman's death. How do you respond to that?
Well, I certainly don't think that would be a fair implication. That isn't stated in the ad. It's not a fair implication. But what is true is that Governor Romney and his partners loaded that company with debt, walked away with millions of dollars, and left the workers there bereft without the health care they were promised, without the pensions and other benefits that they were promised. And that is endemic, emblematic of the kind of...
You don't think that happened?
He did. That is important.
It doesn't.
But let me ask you something, David. How does Mitt Romney, in the very week that he's running an ad that he approves, at the end he says, I'm Mitt Romney and I approve this message, millions and millions and millions of dollars accusing the president of removing the work requirement from welfare, which every single person who's looked at it, every expert, every news organization, every fact checker has said is patently false, and he's lecturing people on the quality of campaigns. He ought to be ashamed of himself. He ought to tell his own campaign and the commercials that he controls, take that off. It's not true. It's not fair. When he does that, maybe he'll have some standing to lecture other people on the quality of the campaign.
We're in a new gear in this campaign. Clearly, David Axelrod, thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Coming up, more of our special hour here. What drove Romney's decision to pick Paul Ryan, and what impact will it have on this campaign? Joining us, the National Review's Rich Lowry.